Hi guys, welcome back to Lunatic Astrology. You're getting me from a hotel room in Regina, Saskatchewan, and I'm going to talk really loud because my good microphone is packed up in my car. So hopefully this sound quality is going to be great. We're talking about today's moon. This is Friday the 9th, and I'm recording this into the 10th, depending on where you live, which happens to be a new moon in Cancer. And I like this new moon. It's trining Neptune, it's sextiling Uranus. It's a wide opposition to Pluto, which we'll talk about. I'm going to talk about all signs. So, how this might impact you based on your rising sign. And then, of course, your sun and moon you can look at as well, especially if you're born in the day. Look at your sun sign. If you're born when the sun's below the ascendant descendant horizon line, maybe look at the moon and see how that feels to listen to these reforecasts as if your moon sign is more important than your sun. All right, so first of all, let me say a couple of broad brushstrokes about this idea of a Cancer new moon. Moon at home in her own happy place, right? Her own home, her own dignity, her own kingdom is always a good thing. And yes, this happens every year, but in the last couple of years, 2018 through to summer of 2020, we were having Cancer and Capricorn eclipses on that axis. And so the Cancer moons were getting involved in eclipse action, which is very, very intense. And in fact, it was a Cancer 0-degree eclipse near the solstice of 2020, which was the last of those. And so now we have a pure new moon, right, with no eclipse action. So that's kind of sweet in its own right. It's not fraught with eclipse energy, it's got its own kind of, sweetness. And then there's that trine to Neptune. So bear with me for a second while I talk about that. That's dreamy, imaginal, inspired, channeling higher archangels and beings from other dimensions. It's being exquisitely in tune to your higher imagination. Certainly it invites you to pay attention to not only your intuition, your imagination and your reverie, but your dreams at night, which Neptune rules. So paying attention to the inspirational quality of this moon as it will influence you over the month ahead. And a sextile from Uranus. Now, Uranus can be disruptive. He's in Taurus, you don't really like it there because Taurus is like rigid and fixed and earthy, and Uranus is like the sky god, and he's full of bolts of lightning, and he prefers change for change's sake. So, there's a lot of disconnection between what Uranus is like and what he wants to do, and he's in Taurus. So, last time he was in Taurus, we had the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl era. So he disrupts currencies, he disrupts agriculture, he creates some extreme weather there as well. So he's been there since 2019 in earnest. February will be there till 2026. Now, this particular moon, though, he sends a sextile, a flow of harmonious energy, like a trine. A trine's Jupiterian in nature, a sextile's Venusian in nature, to this moon. And I kind of feel like it could be very sweet change, sudden, maybe unexpected, breaking out of the mold, freedom and innovation, invention are keywords here, coming to this moon in a way that's delightful. So we can see change in your life in the month ahead after this new beginning, new moon, portal to the new, as well as this kind of sense of dreamy inspiration, Neptune trine. Now, there is this little challenging problematic element, but it's not as intense by degree with Pluto. It's in Capricorn late degrees. This moon is happening around the 17th, 18th degree of Cancer, and there's a wide connection from that moon, because the moon, you give 13 degrees of orb in the ancient tradition. So the moon is connecting to Pluto. Pluto, power, power is the key word, but change and crisis and conflict and power struggles and death and birth and all those Plutonian themes. And the moon, safely at home in her Cancer nest, is eyeing Pluto, and eventually will come into contact with Pluto as well as the sun later this week. The sun will be, I think, around the end of the week, my brain around the 17th, 18th, 19th, really directly opposing that Pluto. So we have Pluto energy in the air, and think of that as kind of a desire for a dynamic new beginning, a rebirthing. Come on, Cancer is a sign of the mother. Pluto likes to create like metamorphic change, rebirthing change, phoenix from ashes change, all those cliches, but kind of seems to be true when I watch Pluto do things. And so even though there's a sweetness and a softness and the change feels good here, in this new beginning, new moon, there is this intensity under the surface. And as the week progresses, and as that moon comes to its first quarter moon phase, about a week after this new moon, we'll begin to feel this intensity that was not visible at first below the surface of this moon. So I will talk about that a bit in the all signs as well. Before I go ahead and do the all signs, how do you find out your rising sign? Go to astro-seek.com or go to astro.com and plunk in your birth data. Try to find the drop-down menu for whole sign houses. When we do this astrology on YouTube, all of us astrologers are acting as if, especially sun sign astrology, the sun is your first house. Like your sun sign is the first house, and whole sign houses is simply the easiest way to look at your chart when you're listening to this kind of content. All right, so let's start off. Oh, and by the way, I'm on vacation, guys, sort of driving from Montreal to Vancouver, and I got about 3 more days to go. But check my description box below for stuff. You know, my newsletter is growing. I'm getting close to 600 subscribers. It just started less than a year ago. And if you sign up for my newsletter, you can be entered in a monthly draw for 2 free readings. And if you're new, you're just part of a pot of all your own each month. So I get about 60 to 80 new people a month lately, but I mean, you would be one of those people getting in the draw for a reading. You get a 30% off discount code. Now, let me tell you a really weird pet peeve. Somebody signed up for my newsletter. All right, fine. And newsletter. The astrology forecast newsletter comes out every Sunday. It's got a lot of detail stuff you won't find in all my videos here. And the person signs off within, like, she's a new subscriber, or he or it was a new subscriber within the last month. And they signed out my newsletter because the complaint, it wasn't too many emails in general, too many emails from me, this list. I'm sorry, just, you gotta laugh, right? If you sign up for a weekly newsletter, hello, that is the stupidest excuse to leave. I really hated that. It really pissed me off. Leave for any reason, but not the friggin' reason you signed up, which is a weekly newsletter. Okay, so if you sign up for my newsletter, you get to be also getting that 30% discount code, etc. It comes to you once a month. I send it back out to everybody to remind them what that code is. So there you go. Now, and I have the Great Reset reading. I'm doing really hot selling right now. Go check it out, my description box below. How to reset ourselves after this pandemic, looking at a deeper Dharma purpose and meaning in our lives. And I'm booked into sometime in August, but I would love you to come see me if it feels true for you as a thing to do. I can't tell if I got like a strange fuzziness here, but I think it's me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the all signs. I'm going to share the chart with you. I asked you if you guys like that or just looking at me talking. A lot of people say they want to see what I'm seeing, and I'm hoping my hotel bandwidth holds up and this recording goes through, and then I can upload it. I'm at the Delta Marriott Hotel in Regina, and I got a really cool, sexy sub-penthouse unit, which is really sweet. I got some kind of upgrade I didn't ask for. Universe is loving me. All right, let's start off with Sagittarius instead of Aries. And you can see the sky here. You can see that this is the moon and the sun coming together at the 18th degree. And this is going to be happening around Vancouver, Canada time, 6:30 in the evening on the 9th, Friday. And then, you know, for some places in the world, it'll be into later into the 10th of the month. So you know, whatever, it's a new set on the 9th and 10th, a new beginning. So here we have Sagittarius. You can see that this is going to happen for you guys in your natal 8th house, your 8th house of money, spousal money, investment monies, sexuality, tantra, death and rebirth. Archetypally, it's a very deep, mystical, occult house full of mystery and metaphysics. And there's a new beginning here for you, Sagittarius. Now, it can also mean that your spouse is having some financial new beginning and you're participating in it, should you have a partner or a spouse. So keep that in mind. Not always just about you. And the thing about this particular moon is, don't forget, it's going to have that trine for you, Sagittarius, is from Neptune, and Neptune trining from your 4th house of real estate and home and the nest. So what goodness and sweetness is Neptune offering that's inspiring you to higher imagination around your home and your nest? And it involves other people's money, even bank loans, by the way, like getting a mortgage. Some of you Sagittarius might want to leverage something and buy a house or sell a house, etc. There's a lot of energy coming from this Uranian. I meant to take Ceres out of there, but just pretend she's not there. This Uranus piece, I'm not going to take it out now. But anyway, well, maybe I will. You know why? Because it's just confusing the picture, and someone will ask me halfway through this what the heck that little symbol is. The archetype. Okay, Aries. Okay. Please don't lose my signal. Oh no. I'm having issues with my computer and I lost my resume share button. Where is it? Oh, thank God it's back. Guys, I'm having tech issues. My laptop's crashing. I'm not sure it's going to make it through this trip. Okay, you can see that now, I hope. Holy man, I'm not going to try to navigate away again. All right, so anyway, Uranus is sending change energy, innovation, new direction, independence, and freedom in the work environment and the health protocol. So some of you Sagittarius may change your work. It may be some freedom changes and innovation in your work, and you may have sudden and incredibly good new directions for your health protocols. You know, exercise the way you eat. There's that Pluto force across the way. You know, Pluto's been pressuring a lot of you guys, you Sagittarian, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants, for a long time, since 2008, through your second house of earnings and money. It's not been easy for you guys. I'm sure you've gone through some serious death and rebirth financially. I know a Sagittarius and, you know, two who've gone through major financial rebirthings, deaths and rebirthings over this time. So, you know, boom and bust and all of that. So you can see that Pluto's coming to the end of that term by 2024. But during this moon, there's an intensity around money for you guys. So Sagittarius, it's intense money energy building up over the next week or so as that first quarter moon begins to come into a place of intensity, carrying that light of Pluto. And it, you know, and at the end of this week, the sun will be opposing Pluto as well. I'm thinking about around the 18th or so, 17th, 18th of the month. So, you know, you could see that there's lots of sweetness here, but look for intensity around the 17th and 18th around the money story and what's happening in that area for you. And power struggles and disagreements with money as well around the July 17th, and try to back down and try not to get engaged in power struggles around money, especially spousal money. All right, next. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants. You guys are having this moon in your 7th house, and that's the house of marriage. That's a house of business partners and sometimes audience, clients, and others that you engage with regularly. I would suggest that this is going to be a very other-focused new moon. Even though Cancer loves to be all inside nesting and stuff, it's happening in the house of the others you engage with. So you're maybe focused on others in a nurturing way, or feeling safe and at home with others over the next month ahead. There's a beautiful Neptune trine, as you can see here, and that's sweetly blessing this moon from your 3rd house of your local neighborhood, your siblings, and short trips and travel. I'm going to tell you, some of you Capricorns, please take time out with your beloved and go away somewhere, maybe on the water or seaside or on an ocean or on a lake or a river. Neptune, water god, in the 3rd house of local environments, short trips and travel. Any trips you take will really benefit your relationship right now, primary love relationship right now. And also you could forge a more connected union with a sibling with higher vision and imagination. Your change energy coming from the 5th house of romance certainly also fortifies my idea. A lot of you Caps need to get some romance going and a love on with somebody. But, you know, Uranus is also acting as a change agent in your 5th house of children and romance, muse and inspiration, fun, play, and pleasure, unusual ways to have fun, super inventive new directions and pleasure, romance with a lot of freedom and invention. I don't know, looks good, guys. And then Pluto in your 1st house, oh, Capricorn rising, especially since 2008, you've been feeling this kind of like you are like, you know, Kafka's The Metamorphosis or something. You are from the inside out and the upside down and the upside around, you are rebirthing yourself since 2008. Not been easy, Capricorn rising, but you're going to come out of this in 2024. You get a glimmer of some of this after this moon, especially around the 17th, 18th of July, when the sun will oppose Pluto. Where are you in conflict with other? Which person? Is it like your client? Is it your business partner? Is it your spouse? Well, that tension around July 16th, 17th, 18th is going to be very felt by you. And this moon, even though it has all that sweetness, is still embodying that broad opposition to Pluto. So I would ask you to think about where the conflict may arise. You can diffuse if you can be engaged in the sensibility of Cancer. which is a nurturant, mother-like archetype. Can you mother the other, or can the other mother you, or can you find the inner mother to soothe yourself through some kind of crisis with another? And that may be around, as I said, the 17th and 18th of July. All right, next sign. Aquarius, that's me, rising, and then sun and moon folk. Hey, this is your moon in the sixth house of health protocols and work protocols. And that sixth house, you know, like I'm always doing resets on things, guys. So I'm going to do like a 30-day wine reset, because on the road after a long day of travel, I'm telling you, a beer of wine has been essential. You do not travel 9 or 10 hours in a car, get out and go, woo, that was fun. I need my dopamine hit. And it turns out that wine works. So a glass of wine or two every night on the road, I feel like I need to detox. So I'll probably be resetting here as my Aquarian energy with a 30-day alcohol-free cleansing energy. But it gives a chance for a nurturant, self-loving reset in the work protocols and the health. So maybe for some of us Aquarius risings, we will nurture our work in a new way. We may mother our clients, but we may also decide we're not going to work so hard. What feeds us, what nourishes us in work and in health? Now, the energy of Neptune from the second house is higher imagination and vision around income. So in that cocoon of nurturant choices around work, a lot of Aquarians are going to come up with downloadable and higher vision ideas. Now, I just downloaded a whole novel idea on this drive, nothing more. You're sitting there driving. I've got a great idea for a fiction that I ran it by 3 people, honest guys. It's like huge, right? High concept, very big stuff. So I'll probably write that. But that's an example of what Neptune can do, trining a new moon, reset something in the creative energies, the imaginal, higher vision for income, vocation, voice and earnings and speech. The second house for Aquarians, the Uranus in the 4th house is about your home, and it's freedom, invention, originality. Now, of course, that nomad transit, as I call it, has been going through the Aquarian 4th house for a long time, since tiptoed in there in May of 2018, entered full time in 2019. But the idea is, we've been moving. Us Aquarians aren't staying put. Another Aquarian fellow astrologer that I love, Lada Donchiva of Astrology, is like me, an Aquarius rising in the middle of a move to a new country. I'm moving back from Montreal after 2 years to Vancouver. So we are moving. So that Uranus sextile in the moon promises a sweet landing, promises a sense of some pleasant surprises in the home. I'm going to a furnished rental. I think I was in there once a few years ago, my friend's place. I'll see it again with new eyes. I'll probably be delightfully surprised at how it feels there. So think about new, refreshing beginnings in the home because of this moon, inventive and new beginnings in the home, doing the internet from your home. Another meaning of that. Pluto in the 12th house for us is very subtle, guys. I mean, Aquarius risings, this Pluto has been here since 2008, and it's slowly moving, and it's reinventing. At first, it was burning off karma and past life stuff, but it's also reinventing our deep inner life and our spiritual life, because the 12th house vibration, the big one. And my internet connection's unstable. I'm hoping it's going to hold. And this recording doesn't wobble. Anyway, I'm on a hotel. What can I expect? Anyway, so we've been having a spiritual rebirthing of some sort and awakening. And of course, I had a spiritual awakening in 2011, 2018. So a lot of Aquarians are having these huge revolutionary spiritual awakenings. And with this moon, it promises that again. Even though Pluto's a power energy opposing the moon, I think on July 17th and 18th, some Aquarians are going to have spiritual breakthroughs. Pay attention to your dreams at night, especially during that time. Hope my internet holds up, guys. Pisces, sun, moon, and rising sign. You're having this energy of the new beginning in your house of play, fun, joy, pleasure, your house, children, new budding relationships with children. If you want to have a baby and you're a Pisces rising, especially, this is very fertile, a new moon of fertility for you. So fertility is blossoming here. It can be great though for romance, new romance, and exciting and inciting a romance with an existing partner, just bringing some nutrient fun and joy to your life again. If you've been feeling stressed, under the weather, blah, or overworked, this is a new beginning for a month of joyful nurture and essential play. Creatively, your muse will be inspired as well. You can find that Neptune is shining a huge trine from the house of your body and your identity. If you've been dealing with any challenges to your health, this could be very healing. I'd say play, time out, time off, fun with your partner, romance, even attention to your children can be very healing for your body right now. Uranus is giving you some good new beginnings, change energy from the third house of trips and travel and siblings and online world, guys, like your website and social media platforms. Some new beginning is ripening here. So we'll see what that is for you guys. But with Uranus, it can be unexpected, right? An unexpected positive development regarding trips, travel, local environment, online world, something you want to learn, you know. We have skills-based learning in the third house. So you might learn something that really sparks some innovation and some new inventive light bulb energy on the top of your head, your eureka moments. And then we have Pluto over here. And, you know, Pluto is been in your 11th house trying to transform your hopes, dreams, and wishes, your aspirations, your connection to community, your dreams. It's a bit of an intense place for Pluto. He can there really radically transform the alliances and groups that you belong to, and he's been doing that since 2008. Now, this pulling tension energy around July 17th, when the sun will oppose Pluto at the tail end of Cancer in your 5th house, you could have a power struggle with a child. You could have a disagreement with someone in your, a romantic person, a lover. But whatever that is, that tension, or even with a friend, you know, somebody who's in your social networks, it could be online social networks, and you butt heads there. Don't let the joy factor of that 5th house diminish. I mean, the sun is in its happy spot there. It's one of its happy places. My feeling is that this will be fleeting, and you two will prevail through this. These two shall pass. Aries, sun, moon, and rising sign. You're having the new beginning in the house of home. I'm an Aries, sun, and moon. Well, yeah, you know I'm moving, guys. So this is like a good beginning. This is a nurturing beginning. This is a month ahead for a lot of Aries where something in your home, your nest, your domestic private life feels very satisfying, very nourishing, and you make the efforts to make it that way. I mean, a lot of times that moon in, you know, the 4th house, in essence, can be like domestic goddess, you know, cooking, cleaning, nesting, making the home a sanctuary and a safe place. So you're going to be inclined that way for the next 30 days or so. And interestingly enough, you also have this trine from Neptune saying your dreams at night, your inner visions, your reverie, your meditations are supporting this home nesting, nourishing energy. Then Uranus is in that money house of earnings and money that comes to you through your vocation and work. Uranus has been disrupting some of your earnings, you Aries, or changing it up for the last 2 years, and will be till 2026. For me, that meant good things. I got my PayPal account going and my online astrology business started since Uranus entered into my solar 2nd house. So this is more juice from Uranus from the 2nd house of earnings to this nesting home vibe. So a lot of Aries may find ways to earn money from home, or new home-based earnings, or things that have to do with real estate and money. Maybe some of you will be selling real estate. And then finally, Pluto across the way in the 10th house. Well, it's been intense for a lot of us Aries folk, because Pluto has been transforming our calling in the world, our high noon energy, our reputation, our work in the world since 2008. This moon is a new beginning in that, but around July 17th, there's going to be tension from someone in power, perhaps. If you were still in a workplace and you have a boss, and a boss or higher up may be opposing your desires or wanting to push against your desire for what you want, especially from your home, like, I don't want to go to work, I want to stay home. And your boss said, you have to come in. Also, Aries, it could be that as Pluto's been transforming this career place for you for the last few years, since 2008, this new beginning might have, like babies being born, you might have to push against some force of Plutonian intensity to make sure that you can birth this energy of this blessed income / Again, pay attention to that Neptune, that beautiful energy coming to you in that 12th house. Okay. Your dreams at night can be very fortifying. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising sign. I'm hoping I don't lose my internet, so I'm going to keep going at a quick pace. So Taurians, you're having the moon in your third house of siblings, home, local neighborhood, like pubs, restaurants, and things in your hood, maybe trips and travel and things you're learning, education, skills-based learning. Now, this is a new beginning here. And over the next month, good things happen in the local environment. Nourishing things happen through and with siblings. And nourishing new things happen if you do decide to take any short trips to travel or to learn anything new. It is skills-based learning. So you could be learning something on the job, for instance. Now, your trine from Neptune is happening from the house of your social friendships, your networks, your karmic rewards, your house of great gains, and your hopes, dreams, and wishes. It's been a hard time. Neptune's been there for quite a while. You've been having a hard time pinning down what your truest hopes and wishes and aspirations are in this life. This new moon can give you a new lease on that, a new sense of purpose of what that some of those higher goals and dreams may be. And Neptune can bring some of those inspirations through your friends and social networks. You may have a friend say, you know, you're so good at this. Have you ever thought of? And you go, oh my God, what a great idea. Now, Uranus in your first house, well, it's been interesting for your body. A lot of you might be very anxious and nervous for the last couple of years as Uranus has been going through that first house, terraforming the body, but also making you original and true and unique and eclectic, and finding that essence of the truer you, and the more free from the programs of the world and your family as well, to be who you are in this world, this character, this Taurian ascendant especially. You can also say that Uranus sextiling this new beginning energy in your third house could bring some really positive developments for your physical wellness through the third house, through your social connections to your siblings, to your local neighborhood environment, or something that you're learning. A skills-based learning can be like learning how to cook gluten-free. Finally, you know, that Pluto tension in the ninth house of higher education, colleges, foreign lands, and travel. You might be up against, some of you Taurus, is some, you know, major decisions around your higher education, maybe which school you want to go to in a campus, which major you want to choose. If you don't like what you're doing, maybe you're feeling pressured. Plutonian power is giving you some intensity around July 17th, 18th, around that energy of the ninth house. But it's also the house of your higher mind, your connection to the God and soul. And Pluto's been trying since 2008 to wake up your sense of meaning of life and dharma. Why am I here? And that whatever that conflict energy that may arise when the sun opposes Pluto on July 17th, 18th, it's a sense of getting you more deeply in touch with the soul of who you are. So whoever opposes you, like a professor or someone from a foreign land, or anybody, a priest or a pastor or a mentor or a guy who's pushing against you, maybe it's a little bit of Zen tough love. Maybe there's something you need to hear in this confrontation Plutonian energy. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising sign. You have a lot of energy now in the second house of money, and this is an earnings energy for you. You guys are picking up the pace with earnings, with vocation, with profession, and there's a new beginning in the next month where you feel very nurtured by the money that's coming in, or by the ways that you use what you do to make the money. Neptune is trining you from the 10th house of career. So we see career, vocation, and money stuff playing a nice role over the month ahead. Higher vision, new inspiration, a sense of dreamy possibility about your career and money is picking up now. Uranus in your 12th house, pay attention to insights from dreams and meditations. That's what Uranus can do, bring you downloads from other realms and worlds in the 12th that can support this dreamy and visionary career energy with money as a part of it. Pluto opposing your sun will oppose Pluto on the 17th of July, 18th of July. This is building off of this moon. We're expecting it, so it's coming, right? And there's a sense then of having to push against what? Pluto 8th house, banks, debts that are owed to you, spousal money, inheritance money. Something has to give here, leveraged money, loans, investments. A lot of Geminis then are having a sense of having to push against some stagnant money, more frozen money of the eighth house, or money that doesn't belong to you, but the flow is in the money that you're earning or the money that you're generating through this career path. Alrighty. All right, so Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant, you are having the moon in your first house. The first house is the house of your body, that sense of who you are in the world, your character you're playing, Cancer rising especially, but Sun and Moon as well. So how is this feeling for you? This is going to feel like a new beginning in you. You are having a rebirth. You are starting over. You're freshly hatching something. Yay! It's going to feel like a hatching of a nurturing new direction. It's going to feel really positive. It's your moon, guys. You get it. And it's not an eclipse moon. It's very important to you this time. And this beginning is supported by dreamy Neptune in the ninth house of your dharma, the meaning of life, your true purpose, your calling, your soul. So I think a lot of you are going in soulful new directions. Some of you will be learning and studying ninth house things. Some of you might be inspired by people or things from foreign lands or trips to foreign lands. And some of you may be inspired by books you're reading or publishing, all ninth house themes. You can see that Uranus wants to jolt you some success. This is the online god, internet. In the 11th house, he brings a lot of success, like a viral internet hit, or success online, or success in online communities. And so all of a sudden you get Uranus sending you shimmers of good change and invention and ideas that can come through your social networks online and your broader social friendships. Someone may give you some great new ideas this next month ahead that fortify this sense of new beginning in who you are in this world. And of course, it's just always nice to be experiencing your own new moon. So it's always a nice refresh the button time for you this time of year in July for you Cancers. Around the 17th, 18th of the month, Pluto, though, comes into the story with a Sun opposition. And that is who's opposing you from the marriage house, the business partnership house, sometimes the clients, the 7th house, or the people you work with, some pushback from somebody, some intensity there. Stand your ground for you, because you are, this is your moon. So if someone, like a spouse is like raining on your parade at the end of this week, July 17th, 18th, what is it for? What are they reflecting back? Your self-doubts, your fears, your own anxieties, your worries about something. Do the shadow work with that conflict that may arise around the 17th or 18th of the month. Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign. So, hey guys, this is happening for you in a very subtle new beginning, in a dreamy past life / dreams at night, meditation, reverie, inner life place, and liberation and emotion spiritually as well. If any of you Leo risings particularly are looking for an enlightenment episode or some deeper spiritual awakening, this can open the gateway for that. You could also be nurturing somebody newly from who's in a hospital or a hospice or a sickness place, but it would feel good for you to be over the month nurturing that person. All right, you also have Neptune in the 8th house of your spouse's money, bank loans, investment monies, tantra, deep sexuality and intimacy, occult mysteries and metaphysics, lots of stuff over in that 8th house. Neptune is dreamy and imaginative and higher imagination, and he's retrograde, so he's kind of going back over some old territory here, but he is trining this moon, and he's kind of bringing some sea foam here, some luscious inspiration. This can be very good money access. The 12th is money from foreign shores, and the 8th is money from investments or inheritances or spouse. So some money stuff could be happening for you here in a positive way over the next 30 days, Leos. An investment you own may be paying off. It might be time to cash in. I can also say that Uranus is changing your career. A lot of you Leo, sun, moon, and rising signs have been having some disruptions since 2019 in the way your career outpictures and your reputation outpictures in the world. Uranus can bring you inspiring, inventive, original, freedom-ish, revolutionary new ways to engage your career. With a sextile to this moon, pay attention to your dreams and insights and inspirations. You might come up with an inventive and innovative new career path, not just something to fix a career, but a new direction altogether. Finally, that opposition from Pluto in the sixth house of work routines and the workplace, like colleagues and coworkers. If you're working in a workplace, this could be a disruptive conflict around the 17th or 18th of July, when the sun opposes Pluto with a colleague or a coworker or a boss. But it also could be about your work routines and how you need to structure them in a new way. And Pluto has been trying to change that work environment since 2008 for you. So pay attention to that. It's also, yeah, it really feels it's about work for you guys. Okay. It can be new health protocols, but Pluto opposing from the 12th, it could be about addictions or letting go of habits or patterns that aren't supporting better health. And around the 17th, 18th, you might have a shift in that regard. Well, we went into the far-flung future. I hope this doesn't freeze my computer. Sorry, guys. All right. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign, especially, you are experiencing the new beginning, the fresh start. This chart looks all wrong, right? Ignore it. It's happening over here in your 11th house of friends and allies and groups of people that you belong to and that you want to hang out with, and your own dreams and hopes and wishes are being renewed in a house of karmic reward. This can bring you great financial gain in your career path. It can also bring you great success and popularity with new beginnings. New friendships are forming, new social alliances are becoming available to you in a nurturant, nourishing new way. So it's a great month for your social life. It's a great month for your dreams and wishes and your financial gains from your career. And you also have Neptune from the 7th, dreamy, imaginative Neptune in the 7th house of spouse, primary partner, business partnerships, trining this beginning in the 11th. It could just be as simple as a month of a lot of fun with your partner amongst groups of friends, or your partner supporting your new dream or hope or vision for your life, and all of that. Uranus in your 9th house of education, disruption in your higher, education area, campuses, colleges, sudden desire to change majors, change schools, change direction completely, maybe, for a new beginning that's going to be in alignment with your true hopes, dreams, and wishes. Or someone from a foreign land or foreign shore, or a trip to a foreign land or foreign shore can propel you to have breakthroughs in your deepest dreams and goals and wishes for your life's direction, as well as karmic rewards and great connections with friends and allies. It could also be like a friend or an ally in a school setting suddenly brings you some good news that changes things in a positive way. And lots of ways that Uranus can play out from your 9th house. Now, Pluto around the 17th, 18th, and 19th will be posing the sun at the tail end of Cancer. The sun will make it over here, and there's that Pluto opposition. One of the things that you might think about during this time is, what is it that you are not allowing in your life that has to do with play, joy, pleasure, fun, romance, and children? So you could have a dispute with the child if you have children, Virgos. But why is that dispute there? What is going on? Is there a lack of nurturance from your child, or are you unable to experience the nurturing connection you should have with that child? And then you're going to look at that dispute or disagreement through the lens of, what is it telling me? What am I supposed to learn from this story? Or your romantic partner butts heads with you. If you have a sex lover, romance partner could be contradicting and arguing with you around the 17th, 18th, and 19th, but it's asking you to dive deeper into your truest dreams and wishes for what nourishes you, the house of good spirit. Be careful for pregnancy, certainly. Some of you Virgos, because, this is intense, Cancer axis to Pluto energy. So you don't want a new beginning to be getting knocked up because you had sex with a friend at a party. Just saying. All right, moving on. Getting to the end, 2 more. Libra, sun, moon, and rising sign. So guys, new beginnings, new moon is happening in your 10th house of your career, your reputation, your social status in the world. This is a really good blossoming the month ahead of the work you're doing in the world and how the world sees you. You might have a little bit of mini fame, or you get a new beginning. Maybe a woman interviews you for her show or a podcast, and you get well known because of it. A little bit more attention to you in the world of the work you're doing, or good things happening in the work you're doing or workplace. And Neptune from the house of work protocols and routine, the way you do the work. First of all, Neptune has been dreamily going through here for quite a long time, since 2011. Maybe you've moved to a seaside location, or you can see the water from your workplace. That would be ideal with Neptune there. But and I do know of a Libra who did that. But there's also this idea that, between your health and work routines, Neptune's been dissolving things that don't work so that you can find what does work. And so it's been some confusion about what best routines and health protocols you should have. Now that trine from Neptune to the new moon beginning in your 10th house says you've got a real synergy going here between the way you do the work you do and the sense of your reputation in the world. Certainly Neptune can bring you new higher imagination and visionary ideas around your career over the next 30 days. Uranus is going to bring some unexpected money surprises to you that are probably really good. Money owed you comes back, taxes rebate, you paid too much, a great financial deal with a lender, your spouse's money takes off suddenly, something good coming in the money department that also fortifies and supports you in this career zone. Finally, so the 17th, 18th, and 19th of July, watch out for that tension as the sun will oppose Pluto. And it's something to do with your career versus your home life. How are you nested? What's going on in the private inner life that you have, your domestic setting, as opposed to your public story and how you show up in the world? Someone in the home front, like in your house if you live with people, or in a local, very local environment, could be pressuring and pushing against something. Or it could be self-made. You may be pressuring yourself in that fourth house energy around something to do with real estate and home versus career and public reputation. See where that tension shows and what it means for you. Okay, around the 17th, 18th, and 19th. I think anytime there's tension with Pluto, especially the sun, power struggles can happen. Don't engage. Let this too shall pass. Lastly, Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign, new moon in your 9th house of foreign lands, foreign shores, travel, books, book publications, publications of any kind, higher education, mentors, guides, spiritual leaders, your own dharma, your own soul, your own deep inner knowing. A refresh here. A lot of Scorpios are resetting their true purpose of life, the meaning of their life. Some of you may study again, be looking at going back to school in the next month and wondering what you want to learn. Some of you may be having inspiration from people from foreign shores, or by going to a foreign land, you are inspired. If you're a writer and you want to publish a book, or making a book, or writing a book, this new beginning, you could get an agent, you could get some success, you could get your book published, you could get your book written, or you could get your book started, things like that. Now, you've got Neptune supporting you from the dreamy Neptune, higher imagination, artistic Neptune, film, photography, screenplays, some of his things he loves, and music from the 5th house, trining that new beginning in the Dharma space. Some of you artistic Scorpio rising sun and moons are going to be really hit with the muse, like clobbered with the muse in the 30 days ahead. So yay for your inspiration. You might write that best-selling book. You might come up with the idea. You might write a song because you're feeling creative and your song turns out to be a one-hit wonder or something. I don't know. Uranus is going to bring unexpected, delightful surprises from your spouse, from your primary partner, from your business partners if you have them, sometimes from the audience or clients. Sometimes Uranus going through a 7th house brings viral hits if you're into that stuff, because it's the house of the marketplace or the audience or the other. So surprise, yay moment from this moon, nurturing something really good in that part of the chart. And again, it puts you more in touch with your deeper call, your true soul's purpose in this life. The tension from Pluto, it's been there since 2008. The house of siblings, local neighborhood, skills-based learning, short trips and travel, self-expression. Pluto has been there for a long time, since 2008. Now, this little bit of tension is not with an eclipse. So it's a lighter thing you've had into 2018 to 2020, but it is happening on the same axis as all those eclipses happen during that 2-year time frame. What is trying to be reborn? Pluto's trying to rebirth something in that third house. Now, it is the house of writing. So some of you Scorpios may be songwriters or writers, and Pluto's been really mashing up that whole area, really like rebirthing something here. So as Pluto's getting in touch with the sun on the 17th, 18th, and 19th, you may find that you're in a push-pull of tension between something in the local zone and domestic zone of your reality versus the foreign and at-large zone, something back and forth between a sibling and you not getting along, and a sibling maybe opposing your deepest, newest rebirthing of dharma and calling and purpose in your life. Someone in your local neighborhood opposing something you wanted to do or create, and maybe there was an agreement about it and it falls apart. But whatever it is, again, these power struggles that Pluto incites every year, right, in July, when the sun will oppose Pluto over the last few years, you can track them. If you sign up to my newsletter, I give you the dates of all the other ones. There's just this ongoing grinding tension every July between the sun and Pluto in this part of the chart. Alrighty, so that's it. Thank you for hanging in there. I hope this recording will upload from my hotel room, and I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe for notifications. I would love you to help me grow my channel. Thanks, guys. Bye.